AudioJungle.
Just imagine. You are a proud citizen of the Illitz Confederacy, the primary governing body of the Litzithan species. Your people have plied the stars for generations, and many systems in the Milky Way's Perseus arm contain Confederacy client worlds. In fact, you live on one of them, on a nice little world in the Orion Spur. Among the starfaring races of the galaxy, your people have a reputation for brutality when dealing with lesser civilizations, but you see that as a good thing. One can't be seen as weak by the savage pre-FTL races, you know. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile. The latest war is going well, according to the state-run news reports on the vid screen. Some pitiful newly contacted species calling themselves Homo sapiens decided to defy the expansion of the Confederacy and are now paying the price. A quick blurb about the heroism of the Elitzan soldiers on the front and an interview with a young recruit. Nothing out of the ordinary there. You decide to switch off the news feed and go for a stroll. With a well-paying managerial job at the local munitions factory and a very respectable 5-1, you like to get out and about as much as possible. Can't attract a broodmate by brooding, your father always said. Glancing in the mirror to make sure your carapace isn't dull before you head out, the war with the Homo Wabivers is already the last thing on your mind. As you close the door behind you, however, a low tremor passes through the ground. Strange, you think. You begin your stroll, taking your usual route along the wharf street. Barely audible in the distance, a siren begins to wail. Even stranger, you murmur, now with a hint of concern. As you round the old fungus tree on the corner, you suddenly become aware of a distant pillar of black smoke looming on the horizon. 2 fighter drones scream past low overhead in the direction of the steadily rising pillar, and now you know something is wrong. The regional fusion plant is in that general direction, isn't it? Best to head home. You never make it. The sky is turning a visible shade darker and begins to angrily swirl, as if before a thunderstorm. Looking up in terror as you scuttle from cover to cover, you see hundreds of fiery meteors piercing the clouds, hurtling down to the surface at an incredible speed. But they're not meteors, you realize. They're juking from side to side, splitting off from each other at odd angles, and firing chaff at random intervals, much to the dismay of the interceptor drones, who, you can plainly see, are overwhelmed. The roar from the sky nearly ruptures your auditory lobe, and you hunker down, too frightened to move. Suddenly, one of the falling objects breaks off from its group and heads towards the wharf street. It breaks up into thousands of burning fragments, revealing a hideous bipedal armored form, still hurtling down at you. The creature fires a white-hot burst from dual rockets on its back, which slows it somewhat, but when it hits pavement, there is still an impact strong enough to cause a mini-explosion. You're hurled back against the wall you were crouching alongside, and individual transport alarms go off all along the wharf street. Coughing through the thick cloud of kicked-up dust, you groan in pain. Definitely a fractured carapace. Probably have to call out of work tomorrow. A quick synthetic hiss of escaping gas shakes you back to reality. Wait. Something is still there, in the crater. You freeze, too scared to move. A soft mechanical whir issues from the center of the dust cloud, and 2 points of red light rise menacingly from its depths to stare right at you. Eye spots, they're eye spots. The most evil and single-minded eye spots you've ever seen. You quail and grovel in the dirt, all dignity forgotten. Lutz Prima, save me. The hulking figure strides up and out of the crater, cracking the asphalt with each impacting step. It must be at least 8 feet tall. It looks down at you for a moment with an implacable face of metal, then with a whir of synthetic joints turns and quickly jumps away to the north, over your house. You begin to weep uncontrollably with relief, thankful to Lutz Prima, who you had never even believed in, for saving you from whatever that thing was. Beep. What was that? Beep, beep. You pull yourself up onto one side and look down into the crater. Oh, no, beep, 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 beep. You never even feel the explosion as it rips through all of Wharf Street and what was once your home. In orbit high above one of the enemy's colony worlds, the flagship of the 7th Fleet, USS Primal Instinct, coordinates the attack. Admiral Theodore Clefton admires the familiar, yet always unique sight of a world on fire from the main bridge's observation window, hands clasped firmly behind his back. The cocky Litzathan bastards never suspected a thing when he decided to maneuver his fleet through the Orion Nebula in order to bypass their lines, and now they were paying for it. As the mission success reports keep coming in from the surface, each one a welcome chime and green light on the tactical holonet, the Admiral allows himself the smallest of satisfied smiles. The war is going well. This content is Creative Commons. Relevant attribution can be found in the description. Thanks for watching.